The Shadowlands was so different with the Covenants and all that. You have some familiar characters, sure. So there was a soft level, pretty much a reduced level of whatever you would know as Warcraft, in my opinion. Familiar heroes, familiar lore figures. Kel'Thuzad, you got was it one of the guys that used to be in the Silver Hand? Two of them, Uther, and then there was the other guy that was in the Maldraxxus campaign. So on and so forth. Okay, then you have Dragonflight, and there's a lot that could be said about Dragonflight. Felt a bit more like Warcraft. Then you have, after that, I guess you'd say what we have now, War Within. So guys, I know I said a lot. Okay, getting back to it. This game, this World of Warcraft game, Warcraft in general, as a young guy, now that I'm a bit more older, you know, this has inspired me to, you know, at the earlier time, you know, even join the military. Not only because of my own personal reasons in the family, but because I could relate to some of the points that were brought into World of Warcraft. I served the United States military for 8 years of my life, and I've learned a lot during my time in the military. So many different folks from so many different places throughout the planet, and also throughout the states. There was definitely differences, but there was a level of camaraderie that was in place. Although there was differences, we were able to accomplish the mission. Okay, I don't need to get into the details of my personal life or my experience in the military, but we'll settle at that. The reason why I mention this is because it's conditioned a level who I am as a person. You guys see that I also have a biblical verse here. I am a Bible believing. I'm sorry, I am a Bible believing Christian, and I do believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Not everyone's going to be about that life, and if you're not, you're not. But that's exactly what I learned in the military, is learning how to overcome some of these differences. Alright? But I want to go ahead and dial back. Again, this is about World of Warcraft, right? Somehow along the way, Warcraft has lost, I guess, its identity. Again, I don't run the business. I don't know the first thing about that entirely. I know a few things, but I don't know everything. Alright? From an observance with the entertainment industry in general, a lot could be said. Things were lost, things were changed. This expanded to the point that there's too much, perhaps. So now we have retail with whatever it's got going on. I haven't touched retail since Dragonflight. I'm not going to sit here and say that I hate it. I'm going to sit here and just tell you, or mention to you, you got to do, I guess, what you got to do. If you happen to have a spot in your heart for retail, if that's really what you gravitate to, if that's what you love, and that's what you enjoy, if you like making houses in a war game, for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But again, you know the foreground. Okay, if you don't have a conflict, you don't have war. Bottom line. Someone go up to your territory and claim it as theirs, you're going to have a problem with that. Right? If someone, your family, you know what I'm saying? That's a deep deal, I know. But going again to World of Warcraft itself, there's so many heavy, if you actually read the quests, a lot of heavy, deeper, emotional kind of, not even just emotional, just wrath, vengeance, problems, issues, conflicts. It was doing it right. That's war. Inner turmoils, whatever. I mean, that's war also, right? Then you got the emotions, whatever. The list goes on. Such is life as well. A lot of people could relate with Warcraft. So when we're pulling the war out of Warcraft, what do you have? What are you left with? If somebody who just burnt your tree down, suddenly you're just pals. You just go to the next local IHOP, and you just sit there. I'm gonna sip my coffee. Let that sit for a minute. What do you have when someone who just whatever the worst thing you could possibly think of, what do you have? But some were just good. I let that sit because even as a Christian person, when somebody does you wrong, in my thinking, I'd like to see if I could pursue a solution. right? Just in real life, I like to see if I could pursue a solution with that individual who's done me wrong. If it could be had. Now, granted, there will be emotions, there will be anger and stuff, and I may flip my lid. But, you know, it's a twofold thing, because I do people wrong too. You know what I'm saying? I've made mistakes in life. And so people are going to probably not look at me in the way that I would like them to, right? But if I have the integrity to make resolution, if I have the integrity to make solution, potentially there could be peace, right? The concept of forgiveness, that's in the Bible. But even if you're not looking at the Bible, the concept of forgiveness still exists. It is what it is. You just don't throw somebody out because there was an inconvenient 2 hours or whatever it is. Try to pursue if there's value left remaining in that communication or in that relationship, that bond that you have, right? So, moving on to more of a war scenario, what is good for your people, right? How do you secure your people when your people are being burdened by people who want to destroy your home or your families or your loved ones, right? Or the home that you've come to know, that someone just wants to take that away. This is very much like real life stuff. Okay? Bottom line, guys, Warcraft was doing the thing. Is it doing the thing now? I can't say that it is. I can't say it is. Now, I'm not sure how the most recent World of Warcraft plays. You guys may have your own opinions. Again, if you love it, you love it. You know what? That's not my field. I do not agree with the direction that World of Warcraft is going. And so now, years forward, there are these alternative versions of World of Warcraft that we find ourselves playing, that we find ourselves enjoying. Because it feels like Warcraft. That's kind of the point. At least from my standpoint. That's what I look at. There's other factors, and of course, again, you got the PvP, you got the lore, you got the story, you got the features, the places, the custom zones. I mean, right here, you know already, this is not very familiar because it's never existed. Right here. Alright? But now it does because of the people who've developed Turtlewell. You know, same thing with Hydro here. In the classic side. Excuse me. So I'd like to know what you guys think, right? A lot of things could be said about World of Warcraft. A lot of things could be said about your own personal reflection on World of Warcraft and what you have learned, the people that you came across, and the folks that you've gotten to get to know of. You know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below on that. And there's just a few more things I'll go ahead and mention going forward. Is when it comes to other private servers, COA and Turtlewell largely have been my pick. There are others that I happen to enjoy. With COA, I do want to talk about this, and I want to keep it brief. I'm going to have to redirect how I go about things. There are things that I have planned for COA. Now, if you guys don't know, and I'll keep it in summary, COA is Conquest of Azeroth. It is another private server that I happen to fancy. For those of you guys who played World of Warcraft for a long time, as you know already, you know, I'm playing as a priest. Alright? So you got these specs, all that, you know, in much classic fashion, right? So you got that. Okay, and now this is Turtlewell's side of it. Then you got Bronzebeard on Ascension side. A lot could be said about that. I'm going to bounce back to COA. I do want to say something about COA. With COA, it's, from the player side, it has been rough road, basically. It's not been easy for a lot of folks that are very much invested or has appreciated COA. Now, there are many folks that still play it. I can't tell you the numbers because I simply don't know. Is it a lot of players? No, but I believe there's a good several handfuls, maybe. I'm not going to measure it. I don't know. What I will say, though, with COA is just that there's been a lot of rapid reworks to the point that I cannot keep track. And truthfully, I have other responsibilities. I'm a father and a husband, and I do value my time. And so when it comes to covering the COA classes there is a lot to cover. Each class has about 4 specs, and if you go back, half of that, they only have 3. Some of them are support specs, some of them are healing, some of them are not healing at all, they're just damage, whichever. There's many variations. I'm going to have to change how I go about things. I'm going to have to figure out and reestablish how I give detail to each and every one of these particular classes. Why do I like COA? Alright, with Conquest of Azeroth, there's 21 classes. I believe I just said that, but each of these classes have their own identity. And to some degree, some place in World of Warcraft lore. Right? Now, I don't know all of the in-betweens, the X, Y's, and Z's of it, and that's why I'd like to figure it out. And that's why I started covering COA. Is because of these 21 classes. Again, for me playing a priest, for me who played a druid, most of my retail time I played a druid. So when I played a druid, that was basically the gateway class. I'm happy that I played a druid, because when I played a druid, it allowed me to understand what it's like to play a mage, a priest, a warrior, and a rogue. I got 4 classes out of 1 class. At least at the basic dynamic level, the basic surface level. I'm happy I played a druid. It's a nice choice. And for those who don't know, I got the idea of playing a druid from Lightwind. She's my sister. She's also an artist. She's pretty good at what she does. Alright, so she doesn't play well. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that I do play well, and I liked the druid. And regardless of anybody else's opinion, it's basically unlocked the game for me. And that's why I liked COA, because COA expands a lot of the classes into more classes. So, yeah, as I said earlier, I'm going to have to look at what I have on the sides when it comes to COA. I still very much enjoy COA. From the inside, it seems that it has been difficult with cross-communication with COA. I don't hate COA, but there's really a lot of stuff going on from the inside that it seems that there's not too much clarity of the direction. And so when I put stuff out for COA and I'm in the middle points of redeveloping what I'm putting out there, there's new changes. Half the stuff I covered the past half hour, the past 2 days or whatever, it's not there anymore. And that's what makes it very hard, is that I can't really cover COA properly. So I'm going to have to redevelop how I do things. I may have to simplify. Again, I'm new to this YouTube stuff. I'm new to this stream stuff / this private server life. Right? Let me know what you guys think of private servers. Some of you guys may be on the offside. Hey, retail all the way. You have your reasons why. I'm sure you do. Let us know. Let me know what you guys think about retail. Why is it that you like it? From what I've seen, I don't like it. That's honest. I'd rather play The Sims, and I have played The Sims, so I know what I'm talking about. If I'm gonna go ahead and put a house together, yo, load me up on The Sims, because I built a lot of houses. I built apartments. Sims 2 in particular. All right. Again, people have opinions. It is what it is. I have my own. So I just want to say that with retail, it don't look like Warcraft. That's going to be hard for people to take in. But like I said, everyone's got their own opinion. That's where I stand on it. I know I've been saying a lot in this video. I had my coffee, so I could certainly talk. But I would hope, as far as anything retail side, I would hope that things pick up and that things will get figured out. Will it be figured out? Will things pick up? It is what it is. That's about it. That's all I could really say or do. Turn around. But let me change the angle a little bit here. This looks nice. It's simple, but it looks nice. With T-Well, again, as someone who appreciates what's going on, I could dig this. and I appreciate it. Not everything I'm going to like about it. There's going to be high and low points, but this is, this is the real, kind of like the real deal. What I've faced as, when I was younger, playing through the classic side of things. So, yeah, with COA, you know what? When you get tired of all those classes, it's nice to experience those custom classes. All right. I won't get into it too much here, but I'll throw some stuff on the screen. I'll go ahead and modify a few things. I do hope that, in some way, you could resonate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to accommodate or, I can't impress everybody. And going back to World of Warcraft, I don't think they should pursue to impress everybody either, based on the video that I saw. That they would like everybody to play their game. That they want to play with their kids and their parents. There are parents that want to play with their kids. Let me sip my coffee on that one. So again, please excuse kind of the style. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I wanted to put something together. It's been a long day. With parents playing World of Warcraft with their kids. Just like you watch a movie with any child. If you're a responsible parent, if you love your kids, you don't want them to lie, right? You don't want them to cheat or to steal, right? So you tell them the truth, right? Oh, this movie is a fantasy movie. Oh, this movie, yeah, that's not real. Most parents probably do that. Probably not all of them. We live in a different type of world today. For me, when I'm gaming with Mika Spark, little junior, I tell her, listen, this is a war game. People die in this game, and there's different powers that each of these characters wield. Not all of them holy powers. Alright? Just like the world, many people are very different. Not everyone is interested in safeguarding you and wishing you well. There are people who want to take what is yours. Reason why I mentioned that is because with World of Warcraft and Warcraft itself, there's legitimate story conflict. As I keep, I know I keep doing this, but that's just expression. In order to enjoy the peace, and I say this as a veteran too, in order to enjoy any matter of peace, there's a price. When you enjoy what is good in life, you reflect. How did I get here, right? So I know this is kind of like a deep topic, but then again, you could always mirror it back to Warcraft. The reason why, each of these kingdoms, the reason why Ironforge is intact. Put some lore on that. Why is Ironforge intact? Stormwind. The list goes on. Now we have here Alathalas, right? In TWL. Alright, I'm just showing this to you guys. Oh well, and then you have No Morgan. I don't need to get into detail of that. That's still its thing. And then you have Teldrassil. Right? And then you go for the Horde side. So let's go Horde side real quick. And I think they added this for... Of course, I'm playing Alliance right now, so that's for the Horde side. So, I want to get back to my point. For wherever you are in God's green earth, on a real level, you have things that you love about your homeland. You're not going to love everything about your homeland. You're not going to appreciate everything that goes even on the political side. So I'll keep that at the minimum. But if you love if you love where you came from, you would seek to support or to defend or to better protect what you love. Same thing with family, right? So in World of Warcraft, there's plenty of those stories. And that is what I have come to love about World of Warcraft. You see what I mean? So my point's been proven, I think, many times over. I think that's war. The value of these things that you hold dear in life. That's war. Because somebody's not going to like you. Somebody's not going to like what you have. Somebody's going to want to take from you. Someone's going to want to do things. And it don't sound nice, but that's the reality. Conflict. That's really much the bottom line, guys. That's basically it. So, when it comes to me being a parent and wanting to play this game with my child is well introduced. I tell my child, singular, that the world is a cold place. Everybody knows that, right? And so how do you prepare for it? Do we stay stuck in the coldness of this world, right? So with Warcraft, there's, I think, a bigger story to tell. To be honest with you, I don't believe that story is going to come from Blizzard. That's how I look at it, alright? So, we're reaching about close to an hour now, alright? Again, you guys have your own life. You guys have your own way of looking at things. You may disagree. Please tell me what you disagree with. It's fine. Go ahead and tell. But if you resonated with this video, if you find some level of agreement or understanding, let me know that too. I wish you guys all well. You know, at the end of the day, Una Vita family here. You know what? We just pushing, trying to do the right thing in life. And if we can mirror that in game, then we do that. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of projects to look forward to. Again, when it comes to World of Warcraft, I would hope that the private servers keep it Warcraft, because I like it. And I hope that things continue to develop. With TWoW, I'll leave some words with that, and with COA, I'll leave some words with that. With TWoW, I believe that there could be much further development with some of the grouping. I've met some tanks on the game when it comes to parties. Give these tanks, like, I guess you would say an incentive or a daily. I don't know. Give them something where, and maybe there is something. I could be wrong, right? But for you guys that are also in Turtle Well, let me know. If there's something that could maybe encourage more tanks to be on. Because as a healer, sometimes you'll find yourself sitting there for maybe an hour plus looking for a group. For DPSs, I could only imagine even more. And usually, it's not the healer side. Usually, it's the tanks. So for you guys in Turtle Well, if you guys tank, I would encourage that you guys go ahead and improve. But, not saying that you play bad, but maybe encourage other tanks. You know, teach them and share with them things that you know. That, you know, if you had some level of success with tanking, you know, this is a way where the World of Warcraft community could improve, I believe. In just a simple way, right? I think, in my opinion, every tank should be tipped. You know, that's something that may have to be done with a guild or something. I don't know. But they're the ones that carry the heat. You know, they're the ones that carry the aggro. I also believe that healers should be tipped too. Again, not mandatory. Just saying, in my opinion. Also in TWoW, these areas that are added in, you know, I would like to see what becomes of this. That's interesting. In Kalimdor, maybe there's more, right? Maybe something here. I would like to see them make their own continent, actually. You know, it could be based on Northrend, I think. Right? Because that was from Warcraft 3. It makes sense. So I know Turtle Well takes place after Warcraft 3, based on their storyline, their stuff going on there. With COA, okay, I don't have COA in front of me at the moment. COA, my best request is basically just give us an idea of what to expect. Because there are those of us who want to work on projects for you guys. Because simply we enjoy the game too. We enjoy what you guys done with the 21 classes. although not many changes would be always agreed upon, I still believe that there's still a love for the game and still reason to try. I mean, that's just other reasons why to try the other 21 classes. I didn't even try all of them. And to be completely honest with you, like, if we know a bit more of what's going on, you know, we could better probably develop our videos. But for me playing like Son of Argyle, for example, back then, that class has been changed to Blood Mage. It's not a bad class in a lot of ways. A lot of people happen to enjoy it. I was healing with Blood Mage. A lot could be said about that, right? And now, at least at the moment, we're not able to go back to that. There's different opinions. I happen to appreciate healing. Now we have the support spec instead of Flesh Weaver support spec. You know, and the list goes on. With Tinker, with Pyromancer. I was working on Pyromancer. You guys know. If you guys haven't checked it already, I did cover Necromancer A through Z. Even that probably have changed at this point as of 2026. And then you have also a few other classes. I was on Pyromancer. To be honest, it kind of hit me hard when it came to making Pyromancer, because with Pyromancer, they had all this stuff, all these abilities, and half of them are gone. More than half of them. The class is it's a different class at this point. So I really don't know what to say about that. Would I like to cover Pyromancer? There's no problem. But if Pyromancer becomes somehow some other class, or if it's reworked 10 times over, excuse me. I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. That's my alarm. Bottom line with COA though, I'll just say that I'd like to know a bit, you know, for anybody, I would like to know a bit like how the classes will be soon. What can we expect from the classes? And are they consistent enough to share or create content with that we could go forward and, you know, share with others about COA and what we've come to love about it? So that's my thoughts. Guys, I know this was a long video with respect. We're going to go move forward. I wish you guys well, again, and hopefully things pick up on the private server side, because it would seem that retail has decided a different direction, and it is what it is. Life will move on, and there are those of us who like World of Warcraft. It's unfortunate that a lot of us had to probably go this direction with private servers, but the reality is, it is what it is, right? So I'll leave it at that. You like what you like, you know, like anybody else, you're gonna have your preferences. I'm not here to dispute, okay? Let me know about housing, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Anyway, keep the language clean, okay? That's all I ask. I know there's a lot of heat and debate and problems with that. I might just start playing The Sims again, now that I think about it. Go ahead and build a house for each of you guys. Alright, anyway, whatever. Hey, look, we'll carry on. Best wishes. God bless on you guys' side. Alright, keep clean, and don't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Try to develop solution out there. Try to create real solution with folks. I think things will be better that way if we just try a little bit each day. Alright, bless you guys. Take care. God bless. See you.